The advice online to quit porn is absolutely awful now. So I'm not surprised you're still addicted. I'm not surprised it took me so many years to quit. It's terrible, right? I started watching porn when I was 13. I got badly addicted. It was crazy. I loved it. It was normalised watching it every single day. But I quit at 19, which is faster than 99% of the planet ever will. Most will never quit. Most because the advice online is so bad. These YouTubers trying to get views, they go on ChatGPT. What's the most viewed porn quitting video? NoFap, NoFap, NoFap. And they make NoFap videos, but NoFap doesn't work. That's why it took me so long to quit. So, the first thing I did was I realised NoFap doesn't work. I could just quit porn cold turkey, which is what NoFap is. I was watching it twice a day. You want me to go from watching it 14 times a week to 0 instantly, right? Alright, cool. Just ask a fat guy to stop eating and eat steaks every day and get thin for the next 3 years. Easy, problem solved, right? Everyone should be fit then. Retarded, lazy advice, okay? But that's what gets the most views. NoFap this, the benefits, NoFap benefits timeline. It doesn't work. So instead I started thinking, well, this isn't working. I can't even go past 3 days without porn. And I feel guilty every time I do it. Let me think about the gym, all right? If I start the gym 1 week and I lift 1 kilogram because I'm new, okay, and then the next week I try 50 kilograms and I can't do it, is this logical? No, it's stupid. Why have I gone to 50? Go to 2, then 3, then 4 kilograms. That's how you build muscle in the gym. I was like, oh, I know that's pretty obvious. Why don't I do that with porn? All right, I've watched it 14 times last week. I'll watch it 12 times this week. All right, then 10, then 8. Then within a couple months, I'd failed a few weeks, but I'd literally gone pretty much in 2 months, pretty effortlessly, from watching it twice a day to once a week, because I just watched it less. People are overcomplicating it because they want more views. NoFap, it's great. It doesn't work, right? Maybe 1% of the population could quit porn cold turkey. I was not one of them. All right, I just watched it less. It wasn't easy. It wasn't hard. It was just simple because I could still watch porn, so I wasn't that depressed. Just doing it less. I was making progress each week towards quitting, which feels great after years of no progress on NoFap. And I was getting benefits because the less I watched porn, the more confident I got, the less anxious. The main one was I actually started liking myself again because I was doing something hard. I was jacking off less to strangers on the internet, which is fucking weird. And I felt better about myself, simply because I just watched it less. I realised I did not need to quit cold turkey. It wasn't possible. There's no shame in that. Doesn't mean I failed. It means I'm making progress if I just watch it less and less each week. The next thing I realised, bit of an uncomfortable truth, but I had to be uncomfortable, all right? Because not all tips aren't always going to work. I'd look at all the tips, I'd research for hours and hours. How do you avoid urges? How do you overcome them? How do you stop watching porn at night time? This, that. And for the most part, the tips will help, but they won't always help. They won't always be there, right? You can try 100 tips, and sometimes you just want to watch porn, and you just have to suck it up. You just have to be uncomfortable, is what I told myself, right? You can't just expect it to be easy. If you got all the tips, you have to be uncomfortable because sometimes the tips do not work. Now, I thought, well, this isn't nice. I don't really want to be uncomfortable, but number 1, stop being a pussy. Number 2, the feeling of being uncomfortable from avoiding porn is a lot better than the guilt and shame and self-hatred I feel after watching it. So, I was weighing it up. I was like, all right, I might as well be uncomfortable because I used to write down how I felt after watching porn. Shame, guilt, hate myself. Why would you do that, loser? It's 2 a.m. I've got to wake up in a few hours. Please never do it. I don't care how strong the urge is, just never ever do it. I don't care how uncomfortable it makes you feel. Don't do it. I was reading these things 100 times a day, right? I was just looking at it when I wanted to watch porn. And I just suck it up. Be uncomfortable now, be happy later. Be a bit happy now, be uncomfortable and hate yourself later. It's a pretty obvious decision, but in the moment, your brain is like, watch it now. It's going to feel great. It's trying to trick you. It's not on your side. Just ignore it. So I figured, well, this is the same brain that got me addicted to porn, that got me to watch it 1,000 times. Maybe I won't listen to it. The final thing I did was I watched less extreme videos each time. Okay, I told myself I don't need to quit right away. Okay, I can't, as we said before. Okay, so when I'm watching it less each week, if I'm watching less extreme videos, sure, that's progress, right? Yeah, because watching extreme hardcore stuff is a lot better for your brain. Sorry, it's a lot worse for your brain than watching girl on girl or just an Instagram reel. It's not the same. One relapse is not another. That's what I realised. Also, watching porn, regular videos, where it's a man and a woman, turns you into a cuck, which is when you enjoy watching your wife have sex with another man. Mental disorder, disability, disgusting. It happens when you watch too much porn. When I realised that, I didn't quit right away, but it was always in my mind, like, what am I doing? Why am I watching this shit? Okay? It's like a ticking time bomb. One day I'm going to wake up as a cook. So I never watched regular videos again. Again, I didn't quit cold turkey. I just watched more tame things. Okay? They weren't as mentally stimulating and exciting, but the thought of me quitting was exciting, so that was enough. I didn't care how exciting it was. I was just going to be like, all right, I can watch porn twice this week. I'll try and make it fast each time, and I'll watch some tame things. All right? It's simple advice. Compare that to the normal advice. Quit porn cold turkey, never watch it again, or else you're a loser. Well, these guys will never quit. I quit at 19, which is faster than 99% of the planet ever will. And I just kept it simple. I just kept it logical. With NoFap, I didn't do that. I just watched it less and less and less each week. I realised I have to be uncomfortable. It's a hard truth. You've got to be uncomfortable. It's an addiction you've got to quit. I apologise for the fucking sun. Hate it. You know, you've got to be uncomfortable. Get over it, because that feeling is so much better than the feeling of shame and guilt after watching porn. When you wish every time I wanted to go back in time and just not do it. The final thing is I watch less extreme videos because the people online tell me, just instantly quit, are retards, no idea what they're talking about. So I watched it less each week with the more tame videos each and every time. Before you know it, I was watching it once a month for a couple minutes, very tame videos, as opposed to twice a day, in a pretty short amount of time. That's how I quit. That's why porn quitting advice is garbage. Take my advice if you want to quit. Subscribe if this helped, and goodbye. By the way, no pressure, but under this video is my paid porn quitting secrets course. It just helps you quit porn faster, supports me, so once you feel like you trust me enough, you can check it out. There's a massive discount going on right now, so if you're interested, I'd do it now. And once you buy it, by the way, I'm going to give you a free bonus section which teaches you how to speak to girls, which becomes a lot easier when you quit porn.